let's get the party started. Alright, so to solve our first question of f inverse of x, we need the f function of x to be able to do that. And remember that this f function of x can actually be written exactly as f open bracket x equal to 4x minus 3 all over 2x plus 1. This is it. And if you remember vividly how functions are formed, you will remember also that f of x can be simply replaced with the letter y. So I'm rewriting this as y is equal to 4x minus 3, divide everything by 2x plus 1. I hope you're following. Now to find the f inverse of x, the steps are simple and direct, so you listen carefully. The first thing you need to do is to make x the subject of the formula. So to make x the subject of this equation is the very first thing we are going to do. So my first step is to cross multiply, and for me to do that, I'm also expressing the left hand side as a fraction. So if I cross multiply, I will land at y multiply 2x plus 1 close the bracket is equal to 1 multiply 4x minus 3 leaves us with 4x minus 3. This is the first stage. Now I'm going to open up this bracket by multiplying each of the terms in the bracket by y. So y multiply 2x is going to give us xy plus y multiply 1 leaves us with y. This is equal to 4x minus 3. Alright, since I have arrived at this level, the next thing I'm going to do is to collect like terms together. Because I have x into xy, I'm going to take this to the right hand side. Y, the constant 3 or negative 3 rather, is going to move to the left hand side. That's going to make it positive, obviously. So if I collect like terms together, I will arrive at y plus 3 on the left hand side is equal to 4x minus 2xy on the right hand side. Now we are progressing because the terms with x are together on the right hand side. So I'm going to factor out x on the right hand side. Therefore, leaving the left hand side as y plus 3, the right hand side is going to be x outside, open a bracket, x times 4 is 4x. So minus x times 2y is going to give us 2xy. This is where we have arrived so far. We have succeeded in factoring x outside, as you can see. So to let x stay alone, I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x. And in this case, the coefficient of x is what we have in the bracket. That is 4 minus 2y. Therefore, I'm dividing y plus 3 also by 4 minus 2y, as you can see here. Having done this, you would notice that the numerator and the denominator of the term on the right hand side is the same. So I cancel it out, and that leaves us with just x on the right hand side. I can keep it on the left hand side anyway. So I have x is equal to y plus 3 all over 4 minus 2y. Okay, the first step has been achieved. After making x the subject of formula, the next thing to be done to reach your final destination of looking for the f inverse of x is to change the y letter to x, while the x here changes to the f inverse of x. So I'm going to write it exactly like this. F inverse of x is now equal to, instead of writing y, I'm changing it to x, okay? So it's going to become x plus 3 all over 4 minus 2x. Sorry, 4 minus 2x, not 4 minus 2y. Give me a moment. 4 minus 2x. Yes, written as this. Exactly. So this is the answer to the first question, which is to find the f inverse of x. I hope this is clear. The question is to find the g inverse of x. For us to do this, what we need is exactly the g function of x that you can see here. So I'm exactly going to write out the g function of x exactly this way. I'm writing it out as g of x is given as 1 plus 4 over 2x plus 1. All right. Since I've gotten this, remember that we can easily change the left-hand side to y. So I can easily write it as y is equal to 1 whole plus 4 over 2x plus 1 as the denominators. Now what I want to do also is to simplify this into a whole fraction. And to make everything here a whole fraction is going to make my work easier. It's going to become 2x plus 1 times x is going to be 2x plus 1. So I'm going to add 4 to it. That is 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5 is my new numerator all over the same denominator of 2x plus 1. All right. I'm going to follow exactly the same steps I followed when I was solving question 1. So, first thing, make x the subject of formula. And to do that, it means I'm going to multiply 2x plus 1 by y, which is going to be equal to 2x plus 5. So open up the bracket on the left hand side. 2x times 1 leaves you with 2xy plus y times 1 is y is equal to 2x plus 5. Now I'm going to collect like terms together. I'm bringing the 2x on my right hand side to the left, while the y on my left hand side goes to the right. That leaves us with 2xy minus 2x is equal to 5 minus y. All right. Now, the next stage is to factor out x. If I factor out x, it is going to be x open bracket 2y minus 2 is equal to 5 minus y. To leave x alone as an independent term, I'm going to divide each term on both sides, or rather divide both sides by the coefficient of x. So I'm dividing both sides by 2y minus 2. And I'm doing exactly the same thing to the right hand side, 2y minus 2. Therefore, we have succeeded in keeping x as the subject of formula where x is equal to 5 minus y all over 2y minus 2. Now, our final answer for solving for the g inverse of x is going to be g inverse of x is equal to, remember to change the letter y to x this time. So it's going to be 5 minus x all over 2y, sorry, not 2y, all over 2x, because we are changing the letter y to x, remember that. So it's going to be all over 2x minus 2. So we finally concluded the answer to the second question. So let's begin like this. The f inverse of 0 is the first thing I will look for, and after that I will look for the g inverse of 0. So to find the f inverse of 0, I need to substitute 0 into the f inverse of x that I've solved earlier. Therefore, in place of x, I will enter 0. So to write that, I will say the f inverse of 0 is going to be, if we substitute into this, is going to be, let's make this 0 now, okay? It's going to be 0 plus 3, okay? Divide by 4 minus 2 times 0 is 0, right? So this leaves me with 3 upon 4, okay? So f inverse of 0 is 3 upon 4. Keep it down because we need it, okay? Then I will look for the g inverse of 0 as well because I need this to be able to solve my problem. To do this, I will need to substitute 0 into the g inverse of x that I've solved earlier. So to do that, I'm going to substitute it. It will now become 5 minus 0 all over 2 times x, that is 2 times 0 now, is 0 minus 2. So this leaves me with negative 5 over 2. All right, so my g inverse of 0 is negative 5 over 2. I need these values to work. Now that we know the values of the f inverse of 0 and the g inverse of 0, I'm going to keep it like this so that each time I need each of them, I will just bring them forward. Okay, To solve question 3, which says we should find the F inverse of the G inverse of 0. The first thing we are going to do is to look for the G inverse of 0. And we've already found that as negative 5 over 2. Please take note, this is negative, okay? Negative 5 over 2. All right. So since I already know that G inverse of 0 is negative 5 over 2, the next thing I'm going to look for is the F inverse of negative 5 over 2. What this means is I'm going to substitute negative inverse over 2 into this function that we generated when we solved the F inverse of x. So to do that, in place of x, I'm going to write negative 5 over 2. So this becomes negative 5 over 2 plus 3 at the numerator all over 4 minus 2 open a bracket negative 5 over 2. Now let's simplify this. This is going to leave us with 2 times 3 is 6. So it's going to be 6 minus 5 all over 2 at the numerator over 4. Now see, 2 is denominator and 2 is outside. We cancel them out. So you just have 4 plus 5 right here. So this leaves us with 6 minus 5 is 1 over 2. All over 4 plus 5 is 9. This 9 can also be written as 9 upon 1. A very easy way to simplify this, I use a method I call Fafa Nye. So I'm going to multiply the farthest numbers together. 1 times 1 is 1. All over the nearest number together. 2 times 9 is 18. So this leaves me with the answer 1 over 8. So it means that the F inverse of the G inverse of 0 is equal to 1 upon 18. This is solved. Now the next thing we're going to do is to solve the G inverse of the F inverse of 0. To do that, let's get the party started right now. Okay, since we have a little more space, let's solve it out. This is the answer we got first. So let's solve this. First thing first, I need the value of F inverse of 0. And if you remember vividly, the value of F inverse of 0 that we solved earlier was 3 over 4. So the next thing I just need is to solve the G inverse of 3 over 4. So I'm going to solve the G inverse of 3 over 4. And to do this means that I'm going to substitute 3 over 4 into the function G inverse of x, which I solved earlier. So it means in place of x, I'm going to enter 3 over 4. So to do that, I'm going to rewrite 5 minus x over 2x minus 2 as 5 minus my x now is 3 over 4 all over 2x becomes 2 times 3 over 4 minus 2. All right, so let's simplify. To simplify, we're going to say 4 times 5 is 20. So 20 minus 3 is going to give us 17. 17 over 4. That's our numerator. All over the denominator. Since 2 is the factored out number, we can divide 2 by 2 and divide 4 by 2. So we're left with 3 over 2 here. So our fraction at the denominator is 3 over 2 minus 2. Now to simplify this as a normal fraction is going to be 2 times 2 is 4. So we'll have 3 minus 4 is negative 1 all over the denominator 2. Applying far near to this is going to give us 17 times 2. I'm going to do like this. 17 times 2 is going to give us 34 all over negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Mathematically, we write the negative at the numerator and put 4 down. This can be further simplified by dividing each of the numbers making up the fraction by 2. So if I divide 34 by 2, I have negative 17 here all over 2. So this is our final answer for the G inverse of F inverse of 0. So our answer here is minus 17 all over 2. Now we have succeeded in solving all our problems I, and IV for this function. If you understood all the problems we have solved, you can try pausing the video and solving it back by yourself to see if you'll be able to generate this answer. Thank you for watching this. Please remember to like this video, give us a thumb up, and comment. Let's know what you enjoy most about the video. See you soon.